I'm going to share what living with this chronic condition has taught me about slowing down. These lessons weren't learned all at once. They came from trial and error and exhaustion, grace and time. I talk much slower. Be patient with me. Okay. Short cap of my journey. Diagnosed with a severe case of Bell's palsy on the left side of my face. Back on May 12th of 2013. It was Mother's Day. As you can tell, I've had years of experience dealing with this. I've seen countless doctors and lots of tests. Through Guthrie Home Health last year. I've seen neurologists, eye doctors, ear, nose, and throat doctor, even a lung doctor, when swallowing issues were more in depth than are typically seen with Bell's palsy patients. The Bell's palsy has affected my platysma nerve as well. The platysma muscle. The nerves running to it are affected, so the muscle does not work properly there either. It's your air intake valve. So I have problems with breathing as well. I'd worked as a direct care worker, a home health aide, for the first 12 years of this. I tried to be like the other aides and keep up with them, work the hours they do. It's not possible when you have a chronic illness, and all I did was exhaust myself. Over time, I realized that healing wasn't about returning where I was. It's about learning how to live well where you are. The 5 things I'm going to discuss didn't fix everything, but they made life feel more manageable and kinder, gentler. It's hard dealing with a chronic illness. Sorry. The 5 gentle lessons that I've learned. Face yourself. Prioritize your day. If it's a bad day, do what needs to be done. Skip the rest. Leave it for a day when you feel better. My routine, pace myself. Sweeping and vacuuming need to be done on Mondays. This is every day. I clean the bathroom on Tuesdays, I just, one room, one job at a time. This is in one room. It allows me to keep productive and get the housework done without exhausting myself much. I realize now I need more help, so I do have an aide coming to help me do the housework and some personal stuff. Anyways, rest. Rest is another lesson that I've learned. Need to take breaks often. Life now is a sprint, not a marathon, to which can sit and rest. Nap when you need to, or if you just need to sit and relax, go ahead and do that. Sit and read a book, do your hobby, Do whatever you can, low impact, to take a break, put your feet up, and relax, tune out. Self-kindness. Yeah, that's a big one. So, stop with this negative talk. Just stop that. That can really mess with your mental health. The world around us is cruel enough. I get looks, I get comments like, what the hell's the matter with her? It's awful. But we heard that from the world, so we shouldn't do it ourselves. You're like that little train, instead of saying I think I can, say I can do it, There is no thinking, you just gotta do it. Okay. Yeah, the world will still beat you up no matter what you do. You still have value. Even on those days when you don't feel it, you have value. You're a good person, Don't let anybody else define your worth. Okay, comfort tools. I'm not talking screwdriver, none of that stuff. A simple tool can be a chair to sit on when you do your work. When you're grating cheese or whatever, chopping vegetables, sit in the chair and do it. It makes it easier. You're resting a bit while you're still being productive. I have a dustpan with a long handle on it. It's much easier than bending over with one of the regular short dustpans. I love it. Boundaries. You gotta set the boundaries. Learning how to set boundaries was hard for me. I'm a doer. I'm a helper, My motto was, you see a need, you feel a need, especially with clients. You just do it, Especially working with the elderly. They can't do as much as they used to, so it's our job as they age to see a need, feel a need, you do it. Yeah. But now, I have to set boundaries on myself so I don't exhaust myself. Palsy is exhausting. It takes lots of energy. It takes lots of energy to talk. After a while, my jaw just hurts. I need to use my Magic 7, it'll be better. But I just have to learn to say no about extra work or, doing too much. You need the boundaries. Okay. Some ways some ways that I do to make things easier for me, when I'm doing 3 to 6 pounds of onions, chopping them and whatever, I will grab, 2 bowls, one for the peels and my slab chopper and onion board, a cutting board and a knob, and I will just sit and do them all at once, peel them and slice them and run them through the chopper. This way I got diced onions that can be frozen in smaller blocks, or I can just pop them on my dehydrator and cook them in there. That way I got minced onions, onion powders, It makes it easier on those low days, low energy days. I can't smell anything with the bells. My nose is affected as well. So, doing that many onions at once doesn't bother me like it does most people. And as far as boundaries, setting boundaries, I had, I was talking to my neurologist, letting him know that I was just getting so exhausted. And he offered to give me a 5-hour work day limit. And that helped. My voice is really, really crappy after 5 hours. And my clients would suffer. And it wasn't fair to them. So, I got that. A 5-hour workday limit really helped. It helped tremendously. On the next video, I'll be talking about cooking and prepping, different things for those low energy days. I'll give you examples of how I do it so that, maybe it can give you some inspiration there too. Okay. And our chronic illnesses may slow us down. We just need to figure out how to make it work for us. Life goes on. We just need to do it at a slower pace. What part of your routine has you changed to make your life easier since you got the diagnosis of a chronic condition? Please go ahead and share it in the comments below. And go ahead and like this video, if you so feel inclined, or subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you next Tuesday.